everything will be working as it should be. There's the new stream. And I can hear myself, so the audio is working as it should be. Chat's up, the stream's up. Righty-o. So hello and welcome everyone to round 6 of the PlayStation America series here on Race Spec Esports. We're back, and this time at Autodromo Nazionale di Monza for the Italian Grand Prix. Built in 1922, Monza is the third oldest permanent racing facility in the world and hosted its first ever Grand Prix in 1949. When the Formula One World Championship was introduced in 1950, the all-time classic circuit would host every single Italian Grand Prix with only a single absence in 1980. The modern 3.6-mile, 11-turn circuit still roughly follows the original layout. Over its time, the Rettifilo, Della Roggia, and Ascari chicanes were introduced, as well as reprofiling of the Lesmo curves and Parabolica. But even with its slight changes over time, Monza remains the fastest racetrack on the Formula One calendar, earning its title as the Temple of Speed. It's an electric circuit that produces tight qualifying and high-speed, high-risk racing, like what we saw in Pacific Tier 1. So let's see who conquers all here at the home of Italian motorsport. Now, a bit of news from the last race over in Belgium. There were 3 incident reports from that race. 2 of them came up with no further action, but one incident involving Oxford Fox and Captain Schmeg resulted in Captain Schmeg getting a 5-second time penalty and a penalty point. In the Drivers' Championship, Passassin is still leading the way on 116 points, followed by Nihil Plus Ultra on 95, then KD 1997 on 83, Hildebeest on 69, and Lake Show currently on screen, rounding out the top 5 on 43. In the Constructors, Mercedes are leading on 158, followed by Alpine on 130, and Aston Martin, Williams, and McLaren complete the top 5. And I think that's it in terms of news. Not a lot to report, which means we can fully focus on qualifying. And tell you what, we'll take advantage of Lake Show here, who's about to begin a flying lap. We'll take you on a guided tour of the racetrack. DRS open, down the pitch straightaway, heading towards the Rettifilo chicane. 338 kilometers an hour, braking at the 100 board. This is down to second gear. Gets through the chicane very nicely. Heading around Curva Grande, turn 3. Hug the inside all the way around. Prepare yourself for the Della Roggia chicane. That is turns 4 and 5. You're down to second gear and invalidates. Oh dear. Bit of a mistake there. Doesn't have any cars behind him on a flying lap, so he doesn't have to worry. That's the first Lesmo curve. Comes through the second Lesmo. Important that you get a good run at the exit here. That way you can maximise straight line speed down this straight towards Ascari. There's Captain Schmeg, who's on a flying lap. He's heading towards Ascari. Turns 8, 9, and 10. You have to be very careful at the final part of Ascari. That inside curve at turn 10 is rather tall, and if you hit it at the wrong angle, you are pretty much guaranteed to spin out. It's quite likely that you'll end up in the barrier. Captain Schmeg will cross the line, jumps up to P2 with a 1:21.746. I imagine a lot of drivers will be qualifying on the softs. There are a couple on the mediums though, KD, Flavius, Silent Banshee, Snake and Beans. But I imagine towards the end of the session, those drivers will hop onto the soft tyre. The driver setting times. Rafa P3, Laquito P4, Shizant P5. George has jumped up to P4 with a 22 flat. Oh, a big moment there at the exit of the second Lesmo. And Laquito has crashed at Ascari. And Snake and Beans has been given a 5 grid place penalty for a severe collision with Laquito. We'll come around the corner. There he is there, just off the racing line. So Laquito... Oh, and Lob has been disqualified from the session as he's parked in a dangerous location. You can see the orange dot there at the Della Roggia chicane. So he's parked up there, probably trying to let other drivers through. And he's been disqualified, so he'll start from the back as KD jumps to pole position with a 121.243. There's a bit more time in that, with that big mistake at the second Lesmo. Captain Schmeg now jumps up to the top with a 20.9. Passassin getting ready to set a flying... Oh no, he's going into the pits. He has run out of fuel, which is why there are yellow flags being displayed in the third sector. Oscar Toll coming to the end of a flying lap. Oscar will jump up to pole position with a 120.784. Now, pole position in Pacific Tier 1 was a 19.3, so currently the drivers are 1.4 seconds off that time. But it's only very early in qualifying. A lot of the laps being set as sort of warm-up laps, banker times if you will. I'm sure we'll see those times tumble towards the end as Nahil is out. That's Nahil there, I'm pretty sure. It is. So Nahil has retired on track. Here's Shizant. The car in front is Oscar, because the other AlphaTauri has retired. Oh, why Shizant is driving so slowly. Very weird stuff going on. And Nahil has left the session. So I'm guessing Nahil had something to do, perhaps an emergency. He's come up, called into work, who knows, but Nahil has retired and he's left the session. So the Snake, he's up in the second sector, but he's running out of fuel and he's running out of battery. Nahil has rejoined, so... okay, interesting. Don't know what's going on there. And Perfect Snake will come into the pit lane, I reckon. There we go. And he comes. Flavius in the Alfa Romeo completing the second sector. Oh, and overshoots turn 8. Compromises himself through turns 9 and 10. So this won't be a competitive lap. He's on the medium tyre, so this probably will only be a banker time for him to reference. Exiting Parabolica towards the finish line. It's a 33.3. That's nowhere near competitive. Wonder if Flavius will have another go at a flying lap here. 340 kilometers an hour into turn 1 there. Oh, and he comes. Interesting. Had a very awkward line there through turns 1 and 2. Lake Show, currently on a flying lap, is purple to the first sector. Coming around the first Lesmo, uses all the curb and then some at the exit. Through the second Lesmo, 4th gear, short shifts to 5th. As he opens DRS, he heads towards Ascari. Underneath the legendary banked oval, it used to be part of the racetrack. Heading down the back straightaway towards Parabolica. 323 kilometers an hour as he heads into the famous final turn. Nice and tidy through there. This should be a very nice lap time. It is. It's P2 for Lake Show. 1 minute 20.894. Assassin making his way through Ascari. Very tidy there from our championship leader. Assassin will come around the final turn. Fourth gear short shifts to fifth, sixth gear, seventh, eighth gear up to the line. Assassin will set a 119.395. He is 1.4 seconds quicker than P2. That's actually the second quickest time I've seen at this very circuit in F1 2021. Quickest belongs to G-Force Crichton after his qualifying performance last night. Yeah, that's a pretty big gap. KD crossing the line, jumps up to second place. He did that on the mediums as well. 1 minute 20.763, beating Oscar Toll by 21 thousandths of a second. Make sure you're on an in-lap. Scrag on an out-lap. JBH. Not on a flying lap. Probably just trying to dump a little bit of fuel. Getting ready for a proper flying lap. Silent Banshee. I believe you're coming into the pits. George, you're on a flying... Yeah. No, you're not. You had a big lift off there, so no, you're not on a flying lap. Rafa, I believe he's just completed a flying lap up to P9 with a 121.595. Hilderby setting off on a flying lap, heading down towards turn 1 with a little under 6.5 minutes left in the session. Nice and tidy through the opening chicane. Heading around Curva Grande now. Hugging the inside like it was your favourite granny, as Martin Brundle would put it. Down by 200ths, but... Oh, I was going to say you shouldn't be too concerned about that, but you should be concerned about cutting the chicane like that. He's invalidated his lap. That is that flying lap over. Oscar, I believe, is on a second sort of out lap. He's just trying to dump fuel at the moment. Try and make the car as light as possible. Captain Schmeg. Purple to the first sector, up by almost a tenth. Very nicely there through the Della Roggia chicane. First Lesmond was pretty good as well. Heading around the second now. Important that you get a good exit here. Perhaps miss the apex by a little bit. You can use the inside curve. Try and get a little extra rotation. Try and cut the track a little bit to find that extra time. Ascari. Very tidy. Avoiding that inside curve there. There's Godley Boss getting out of the way. He's on an out lap. Get ready to set the flying lap. Around Parabolica. Fifth gear on the exit. He's pinned up to the line. Captain Schmeg will jump to second place with a 120.559. Now I believe that's Rafa going slowly because Shizant is in the pit lane. Well, actually, he's just leaving the pit lane now. So I reckon Rafa has run out of fuel, which is why there's constant yellow flags being displayed. Don't think he'll impede Oscar. He's coming in at a rapid rate of knots. He's up by 61 thousandths of a second in the second sector. See how much time he can find in the final. Going towards Parabolica. See the yellow flags being displayed there. Rafa going slowly. Oscar exits Parabolica, keeps it narrow up to the line, and jumps to third place with a 1 minute 20.597. Richard Fox getting ready to set a flying lap. Heads down the pitch straight away with DRS wide open. Entry speed of 338 kilometers an hour into Retafilo. Around Curva Grande. Again, keeping it narrow as he heads towards Della Roggia. He's up by 0.2 of a second. That's a healthy improvement. Assassin on the out lap now. Is he on the soft tyre or is he on the mediums? He's on a set of softs. So he's looking to improve. DRS open for Oxford. Heading down towards Ascari. Up by 0.6. Purple to the second sector. On the back straightaway, heading towards the Parabolica curve. 322 kilometers an hour there. The entry to the final turn. Keeps it narrow. Up to the line. Oxford jumps to fourth place. 1 minute 20.676. Assassin on a flying lap here. Oxford getting out of the way. On the brakes. Into Retafilo. Gets through the first two corners pretty well. Keeps it narrow. Around Curva Grande. 8th gear. Using the curve even on the inside. Up to Della Roggia. It's improved by a little under 1/10.5 there in the first sector. Through the first Lesmo curve. 4th gear. Brings it up to 5th. 6th gear. 7th towards the second Lesmo curve. Very tidy indeed. Opens DRS as he barrels towards the Ascari chicane. 335 kilometers an hour at the entry to this notorious chicane. Gets through turns 8 and 9 pretty well. Same with turn 10. On the back straightaway now. He's got Hildebeest in front, giving him a bit of a sneaky toe. Oh, nasty. Oh, that could have been really nasty there. Around Parabolica. 4th gear, short shifts to 5th. 6th gear. 7th gear, keeps it narrow. Up to the line. Assassin will improve to do a 119.148. That is rapid. Oh my goodness. That is a hell of a lap time. Michael Schmeck getting ready to set a flying lap on the pitch straight. Setting off on his journey. KD up by 0.2 of a second in the first sector. He's looking to improve on the soft tyre. That lap time he did was on a set of mediums, but obviously he wants a bit more track position. Purple apparently to the second sector, up by 6.5 of a second. That sort of improvement, he's trying to crack into the 19s. Alright, around Parabolica. 5th gear. That's it. That's the end of qualifying. The clock has run out and he's backing off. KD, he wants to start on a set of mediums. With that, backed off completely. Captain Schmeg, he is a little bit down to the second sector. Coming up towards Parabolica. 8th gear brings it down to 5th. Very tidy around the curve. Coming up to the line now. Captain Schmeg does improve by 0.5, stays second fastest. Snake and Beans coming up to the line as well. Can he improve? He does. By position, jumps up to P14 with a 121.990. And that's it. That is the end of qualifying. And it's a monumental lap from Passassin. He is 1.35 seconds faster than P2. That's a big gap. That is a big gap. Now let's see who's starting on the mediums. Only KD inside the top 10. Everyone else inside the top 10 is starting on soft. Let's see here. This is from Laquito, who's going on my flying lap. Snake and Beans on the wrong side of the track. Ah, I see. That was your incident at Ascari, righto. Yeah, righto. That explains the 5 grid place penalty for Snake and Beans then. But there we are. Quite the lap. And we rode on board all the way around as well. That is very quick indeed. You can see there Snake and Beans with his 5 grid place penalty. So he'll start from here, 19th on the grid. Rightio. Moving to the race itself. Can't really see a cloud in the sky, so we might have a dry race all the way through, which would be nice. I typically prefer the dry races. Drivers tend to take a lot more risk in the dry races. When it's wet, typically drivers become very, very cautious. They become very aware, and they don't really push to try and make moves. They more or less try and survive in those sort of conditions. In the dry though, drivers are a lot more confident. They tend to push the envelope that little bit more. Loading up onto the grid now. We can run through the order. So, looking at the tyres, we've got Passassin, Captain Schmeg on the front row, starting on soft. Same with Ospital and Oxford Fox in P4. KD, the first driver on a set of mediums, starting P5 on the third row. He's alongside Lake Show in P6 on the soft tyre. Same with Hildebeest in P7, soft rubber. And Rafa in P8. JBH P9 on the soft tyre, same with Silent Banshee. Outside of the top 10, first driver is Psycho on a set of mediums. George P12 on a set of softs, same with Godly Boss. And Shizant in P14. Liquito, after crashing out in qualifying, starting P15 on a set of softs. Don't recommend doing that. Devil Snake, starting P16 on a set of soft tyres. Flavius in P17 and the Hill Plus Ultra in P18 starting on medium tyres. Snake and Beans and Lob, after being disqualified during qualifying, will start from the back of the field on soft tyres. We got 16 drivers on the softs, 4 drivers on the mediums, nobody on the hards, for obvious reasons. Get rid of that tyre graphic now. Get rid of the interval graphic. Just try and open up the viewing space. Now we all know about turn 1, lap 1 here at Monza, as Shizant has left the session. Highly, highly recommend that the drivers take it easy into turn 1. Can't win a race at the first turn, you can certainly lose it though. What you can also do is make up a lot of positions at turn 1, and I'm sure a couple of drivers are thinking that right now. Everyone's lining up. We're just waiting for Lob at the back of the field. He's a long way behind. In he comes to line up into his grid slot. And we can get this 27 lap race underway. There we are. Everyone's lined up and ready to go here. Five red lights. And it's lights out. And away we go. Captain Schmeg converts well on the inside. That's a poor start from an Alpine in the background. That has to be in the hill. They're side by side. Heading towards turn one. Passassin hangs it round the outside. Captain Schmeg keeps it there. They're side by side through turn two. Cutting the track is KD. Copping a 5-second penalty, which he will serve. In the background, though, the midfield trying to make their way through the opening chicane and then through Curva Grande. Side-by-side action here. Or heading towards the chicane. Or everyone overshooting, an end plate flying off, and Mercedes cutting in a hard spinning at the chicane. This is Rafa, I'm pretty sure. It is. And he'll drop to 20th. Interesting. He's lost a lot of time. A lot of places. There's something wrong, for sure. But it's Passassin leading the way, followed by Captain Schmeg. And it's Oscar Toll who's spinning into the barrier. Our first retirement. And it's at the notorious Ascari chicane, and a virtual safety car has been deployed. All the hard work in qualifying gone. With a single mistake. Such is the notorious nature here at Monza. Everyone just needs to settle down and not do anything silly. A Silent Banshee is going into the pits. He's going to take advantage of this virtual safety car. I like it. I see he's got damage. Yes, he had a missing end plate. I'm guessing it's the same story with Psycho. It is. Onto a set of hard tyres. At the pits with the virtual safety car still out. They have to be careful not to speed on the VSC, otherwise they'll cop a drive-through. There's your two leaders. In the background you can see Hildebeest and KD fair way behind. Still a virtual safety car. This just might be the longest VSC in the hill. A drive-through penalty for speeding on the virtual safety car. Assassin makes his way around the final turn. Pulling away from Captain Schmeg, and that is Psycho, who has made a mistake at the first Lesmo. DRS is now enabled. That it will worry Passassin too much because he's already got a fairly healthy margin over Captain Schmeg. Hildebeest, so he's got a train of 4 cars right behind. KD on a set of mediums, then JBH, Oxford Fox and Lake Show. In the hill, a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane there. Something is definitely wrong with the hill, and there we are, he's retired from the session. Our second retirement. The race. Sector 1, yellow flags. Yes, that would be the Hill's car. Oh, and a big sideways moment there for KD at turn 5. A bit of a moment there for Lake Show as well. At the exit of the first Lesmo. A bit of a moment there for JBH. At the exit of the second Lesmo. I'm pretty sure I saw McLaren have a moment there too. And definitely a moment for Shizant. He is backwards. Oh, his teammate almost joined him there. As Rafa's going to go for a move. He's got DRS. He's closing in on Purple Snake. Looks to the inside. And he's passed into 14th. Assassin setting fastest laps. Leading the way. Snake and Beans has recovered well. He would have started 19th. He's now currently 11th. Godly Boss making up a position into P9. Oh, that's nasty between those two. Into the chicane. All three drivers get through pretty okay. Lake Show on the attack. Looking around the outside of JBH. This will give him the inside line for turn 4. Goes through into 5th place, and Oxford cut the corner there. KD went wide. JBH is alongside Lake Show again, and he gets by into P5. Oh, and KD has lost a whole heap of speed. He's dropped to P6. Oxford is off the road completely, and he's into the barrier. He has been completely slid off the road, and Lob has retired. There he is there. The stationary McLaren, and we have a safety car. Oxford rejoins the racetrack safely, and he gets going again, but what a moment for Oxford. I'm not sure if somebody helped him or he just completely missed the corner, but he was sent into that gravel trap. My goodness. Into the pits goes Passassa, and I imagine everyone on the soft tyre will pit here. Except for one, Hildebeest doesn't. I don't know. Lake Show doesn't either. JBH does. See Passassa putting on a set of mediums. Even KD is in the pits. Rafa, a 5-second penalty, speeding in the pit lane. Well, a lot of drivers in to take advantage of this virtual safety car. KD's put on a set of softs. That's a risky strategy, but I like it. It's aggressive. It's always fascinating to watch when drivers take gambles. Definitely a gamble going on for another set of softs. Same with Rafa. He's gone on to a set of softs as well. Snake and Beans on the hard tyre. Currently P9. But 4 drivers staying out. Hildebeest, the 2 Ferraris and Laquito. Flavius has stayed out as well. You can see he has 4 lap-old mediums. Silent Banshee pitted at the beginning of the race. He's now P10 on relatively fresh mediums. Same as Psycho in P14. And with what's happened to Oxford, he has jumped down from that battle for, what was it? Would have been 3rd place, 4th place. He's now down in 15th. He's a long way behind where he once was. A lot of work to do. Very interesting tyre scenario here. As someone goes in, that's Aquito getting a 5-second penalty as well for speeding. This will be interesting to see how all these strategies pan out. I imagine these guys on the medium tyres, on fresh medium tyres, they should be pretty set to go to the end. There might be another safety car which may spice things up. Now, I think when Shizan catches up to the back of the train here, we should be going back under green flag racing. I think. Let's find out. Comes around the first Lesmo. After the second Lesmo, he should be all caught up. No. Oh, there we go. Safety car is in this lap. So Hildebeest will control the field. We back everybody up. Let the safety car go back into the pit lane. Look at that, everybody weaving, getting temperature into the tyres. There's a pretty solid Kimi Räikkönen impression from Flavius. Excuse me. Parabolica, Hildebeest is taking his time here. Lakeshow is drawing alongside. Everybody's still bunched up here. Look at that, it's a car park. And Hildebeest takes off. Down the pit straight we go. Yellow flag being displayed. Look at the field. Everybody bunched up together. Heading towards the first turn. Assassin and George side by side. Assassin through into third. Oxford Fox a 3-second time penalty. Multiple warnings. But a fairly controlled restart. No major incidents yet. Oh, I spoke too soon. I spoke too soon. KD is out. He has crashed out. At Curva Grande. He is out of the race. Now, I only caught a little bit of that. I saw his Aston Martin spear off the road. He ended up in the barrier on the outside of the racetrack. He was obviously helped. Oh boy. That's our fourth retirement. We're down to 16 cars. Around Parabolica we go. Here comes Assassin. Got to run. Oh, this might be 3 wide. It is 3 wide. Down the pit straight away. And there's an incident at the final turn, bringing out a yellow flag. There's still 3 wide. They're side by side now. Lakeshow, Assassin, banging wheels. Oh, it's almost 3 wide again. And Hildebeest is pushed off the road. So is Lakeshow a little bit. And into the battle comes George Nicholson. Background, there's some squabbling going on at turn 1 still. British Meg right behind. Anyone else? I think they're all behaving themselves, just. Background, Rafa and Silent Banshee very close together. Going through the Ascari chicane. Rafa's got a run. Oh! Very sideways through turn 10. He's lost a fair amount of ground though to Silent Banshee. Been able to pull away. And somebody's had an incident. That's Laquito going slowly at Ascari. Here comes Hildebeest. Looking around the long way. He went onto the grass. Oh, and he goes straight on at the chicane. Here comes George. Oh, that's tight. That is very tight. Oh, that's seriously tight. Around Curva Grande. They are side by side. There's Captain Schmeg just in the background. Into the chicane. They're still side by side. And Hildebeest, oh my goodness me, an aerial Ferrari. George jumping over the curb. KD has left the session, understandably so. And now Silent Banshee and Rafa have caught onto the back of this. They want a piece of the action. Back here. This battle going on into the Ascari chicane. The godly boss trying to get by Snake and Beans. They head towards Parabolica. quite close enough to try and attack just yet. Captain Schmeig attacking George here. They're side by side through Rettifiello, and he's through into 4th place. Rafa right behind Silent Banshee, closing in. Not close enough, I'm afraid, as Hildebeest gets a 3-second time penalty. Oh, here we go. They're side by side. Oh, and Rafa, he couldn't commit to that. He could not commit to the inside. Fair enough as well. He probably would have ended up in a wall somewhere if he committed to that. Down the back straight away we go. Oxford making up a position. He's into P11 now. Trying to climb his way back up the leaderboards. Lake Show into the pits. Same with Hildebeest. They're both in. This will be for a set of mediums. They're going to lose a lot of time. And a front wing change for Hildebeest. And it goes. And away he goes out of the pit lane. Fairly tight battle here. JBH trying to get back up towards the front. On the back of Shizem. Oh, through De La Roggia. Here comes JBH. Oh, and he backs out of that. Oh, I'm running wide. And through. JBH goes into P11. Bit of a nasty moment there. Could have been a lot worse. Sector 3 yellows. Rafa's out! Rafa is out. He has crashed out at Ascari and a safety car has been deployed. Oh, and into the barrier! Oxford Fox! He goes straight into the barrier. Oh, hello, Soft Tyre. How are you doing? Did Godly Boss push him into the wall there? My goodness. He's got a completely missing front wing now. George, Silent Banshee, they're into the pits. So is Flavius. Second safety car. My goodness. Set of hard tyres, Flavius. What about Oxford? A set of mediums. Ah, I see, Kendall. You and Silent Banshee had a moment together. Yeah, I was certain that you didn't lose it by yourself and ended up there. Driver's on fresh mediums, except for Flavius. He's on hard tyres because he started on the mediums, so he's gone on to fresh hard tyres. There's a safety car waiting for the leader. He's got Psycho in third place. Huh. And he should be able to go to the end on those tyres as well. Assassin in the pit lane. Set of mediums coming out. Cut them off. Away he goes. I do love this game. Just boop, gone. Captain Schmeg, a set of mediums going on the car. Away he goes. Leaving his pit box in a far more traditional manner compared to the Saturn, who just teleported, because this game is great. Purple Snakey's been promoted up to 4th place by staying out. He's on old tyres compared to Captain Schmeg. Lake Show P6, his teammate P7. Silent Banshee in P8. Wildebeest. And Flavius Snake and Beans, P10 and 11. JBH in 12th. Shizant 13th. Oxford Fox in 14th. Luquito 15th. With all the retirements, it means everybody who finishes will score points. A lot of revving. Now, Passassin is doing this deliberately to try and dump fuel. Because during safety car periods, you can save up quite a lot of fuel, and there's no rich mix to try and dump it anymore. You've only got standard mode. By having extra fuel in the car, it only makes your car more heavy. So you need to try and find a way to dump it. That's precisely what Passassin is doing. By revving the engine, like that. So this should be a fairly interesting finish to this Italian Grand Prix. We got drivers on fresh tyres, we got drivers on worn tyres but with track position. It'll be very interesting to see how that all pans out towards the end. See whether drivers like Psycho, Godly Boss, Snake, whether they actually benefit from this. Because they're on significantly older tyres, they do have that track position. You can try and hold on. I can actually see there that Snake has actually got really cold tyres. His temperatures were below 80 degrees Celsius. He needs to get it up to about 90 or so to get the tyres within an optimal window. Hopefully, Luquito catches up quickly. Otherwise, I have a feeling the safety car will duck in late. Give no time to Assassin to control the field. Yeah, this is definitely going to happen. Watch this. Luquito will catch up to the tail of the field, and the safety car will duck in. Please don't do it, game. Please don't do it. Do one more lap. Oh, thank goodness it's doing one more lap. Oh, I was getting nervous there. I mean, yeah, I don't think anybody crashing out would be happy about... What is Luquito doing? He's just overtaken a whole heap of people. Okay. Yeah. I imagine everybody who has retired out of the race, KD, wouldn't be happy about their race. Well... When we take the championship into consideration, Assassin, P2 and P3 in the championship are out of the race. Next closest rival is Hildebeest in P4 in the championship. He's currently 9th. So yeah, Assassin is on course to score big, as the safety car is going to go back into the pit lane this lap. Right here. Sasson backing up the field. He'll decide when to go. He's got Psycho right behind. Everybody getting temperature into their tyres. Coming out to Parabolica. When does he go? Still backing everybody up, and there he goes. Takes off. Everybody in the background bunching up. Sasson pulling away. Nicholson making up a position. Rather, Banshee losing 2 positions. Here we go, into turn 1. Captain Schmeg overtaking Purple Snake. Oh, and a spinning car! That is George! The Ferrari has spun. Fortunately, it's ghosting, so it won't affect anyone. And Psycho has lost a whole heap of positions there. Around Curva Grande, Psycho is very wide there. He has to be careful. Coming towards De La Roggia. Oh, JBH punched Silent Banshee. JBH's front wing is now completely destroyed. You'll have to come in and get that fixed. A great restart here from Captain Schmeg. Up a few positions. He's up to 3rd. Hildebeest another good start as well. And from P9 to P5. Through Ascari now. Look at these fellas, my goodness. What a side-by-side action as Aquito gets a 3-second time penalty. Snake and Beans on the back of Purple Snake. Somebody's bringing out yellow flags. That's probably JBH and his destroyed wing. Almost 3 wide into Parabolica. Snake and Beans with the inside line. He gets by the Red Bull into 7th. And here comes Aquito to follow through. Lake Show is into the pits, getting a 5-second time penalty due to speeding and coming into the pit lane. Oh, Psycho looking down the inside, unable to make any move, though. So Lake Show, both Ferraris in the pits. Of course, George had that moment at turn 1 when he was spun round. Snake and Beans and Laquito going off the road there, almost going into the barrier on the inside. Down towards Ascari we go. No one going for any moves just yet. Oh, and running wide! Hildebeest running very wide. He lost 2 positions there with that mistake. Oxford is through into 8th place as well. Persasson sets fastest lap. Looking round the outside, Laquito on the soft tyre. He's committed to it as well. Side by side exiting the curve, heading down the pit straight away, and into the pits goes Hildebeest. Nicholson, a 3-second time penalty. Here comes Laquito, looking down the inside. Side by side. Around the curve, tight contact even. And here comes Oxford Fox. He couldn't make any moves there. Laquito's trying to make one move though at Curva Grande. He made it stick rather easily, showing the raw pace of the soft tyre. Exiting the second Lesmo. Opens DRS. These two will be closing in on the Laquito. Ascari Hildebeest, a 3-second time penalty. And here comes Oxford. drawing alongside Snake and Beans. And he is through into P6. Oh, that's tight. That's very tight. Cut right in front of Snake and Beans there. He made it stick. That's the important thing. Golden Snake trying to hang on to P8, but here comes Psycho with DRS. And he passes the Red Bull into P8. To the opening chicane. Flavius and Shizant following suit. Trying to close in on the Red Bull. Snake and Beans on the back of Oxford heading towards turns 4 and 5. Not close enough. He's actually lost a fair bit of time to Oxford through those 2 turns. Needs to get his head down and close the gap. Battle here for 9th in just a moment. Flavius and Shizant are closing in. Down the back straightaway towards the final turn. The gap is 0.6 of a second between Purple Snake and Flavius. Purple Snake has pulled away. He had a pretty solid run there through Parabolica. Flavius will close in with DRS. In fact, he's closing in rapidly. Here we go. He's got to look down the inside. Doesn't commit to a move. Shizant goes deep. Went very deep there at turn 1. Fortunately, there was no incident from it. Could have been quite nasty. Gaps are really... Oh, and overshooting the corner. Shizant again. Running onto the grass and into the barrier. Destroying his front wing. Let's spins his car. Here comes Lake Show. Oh, no. Fortunately, Ghosting is on and he's out. Yikes. From the looks of things, this isn't going to produce a safety car. Hildebeest a 3-second time penalty. Flavius using up their overtake to close in. Round Parabolica. Missing the apex by quite a lot there. That was understeering a whole heap. Here we go down the main straightaway. DRS open using overtake. Flavius pulls alongside and passes. Look at the overspeed. Incredible. And oh dear, a bit of a compromise run through turn 2. Purple Snake will try and get a run. Unable to do so, stays P10. Though, he's closing in a little bit. Backs out just a little bit there. Just try and keep up with the Alfa Romeo and then use DRS. Try and retake that 9th place. Up here we got Captain Schmeg and Silent Banshee both battling for position. Half a second separating the two. You can see Captain Schmeg really weaving there to try and break the toe. Silent Banshee remains unfazed though. Half a second. Can Silent Banshee close in? Using up his battery. Opens the DRS. Here we go, heading towards turn 1. Captain Schmeg is out of battery as well. You can tell with the red flashing light at the back of the car. Oh, and he cuts turn 2 completely. Here comes Silent Banshee to take the position. Captain Schmeg, though, fighting around the outside at Curva Grande, heading towards Della Roggia. Oh, and that's tight between the two as they head through the chicane of turns 4 and 5. Schmeck, though, he'll have DRS heading towards the Ascari. Here we go. Opens DRS and closes in on the Mercedes. Kevin Schmeck, a 3-second time penalty. Oh, dearie me. So easy to do at Ascari, just cutting a little bit too much there at turn 8. He's been given a 3-second time penalty. Around Parabolica. Here we go. Down the pit straight away again now. Kevin Schmeck will get DRS. He'll close in on the Mercedes. He's a bit too far behind to make a move into turn 1. He just needs to string one really good lap together. Try and get past Banshee. Try and get back onto the podium. Turn 1. Flavius and Purple Snake still battling for P9. Grande. Gap of half a second between the two. And actually, Captain Schmeck has lost a lot of time. Gap has increased to almost a second. And Silent Banshee's on older tyres too. Much older tyres. Who's on even older tyres is Godly Boss. Currently in second place. He decided not to pit at the most recent safety car and gain a whole heap of track position. Flavius has lost a whole heap of track position. He's fallen to 11th and sliding his lake show. Spinning out on the infield. Gets it going again. Rejoins the racetrack, but he's down in 12th place. No, Godly Boss has made a fantastic choice staying out. He's on old rubber, but he's got great speed. May claim his first podium of the season with this performance. I spoke too soon, didn't I? Well, he's just given himself a 3-second time penalty for cutting turn 4. He's now got a 2.6 second margin to Banshee. He needs to increase that to 3 seconds if he wants to hang on to P2. Oh boy. Or hope that Silent Banshee gets a 3-second time penalty as Oxford Fox goes into 5th place. Fine recovery after what happened earlier on. Being back up in the top 5. See if you can close in on Captain Schmeck. Portuguese and Flavius changing places there. Portuguese up into P10. Schmeck keeping up with Silent Banshee. Staying within DRS range. Change. Godly Boss up at 11 places. Silent Banshee up 7. Lequito up 9. Snake and Beans up 12. Purple Snake up 7. Flavius up 6. So some really, really great drives. Lots of drivers making up a lot of positions, and Flavius has lost another. This time it's to Lake Show. But I'm not quite sure who will get driver of the day from the game. I reckon it should be Godly Boss because he's on the podium. Or actually, now I'm looking at the intervals, he might not be. Because if Captain Schmeck... Oh, hang on. Let me have a look at the penalties. No. He should still get a podium, Godly Boss. He'll get 3rd. at the very least. Should get third. Captain Schmeg still keeping Silent Banshee a little bit of company. Hildebeest getting by Purple Snake for P9. Continuing his charge. Don't think he'd be able to pull away from Purple Snake. So then he can cover his penalties. How many does he have? He has 12 seconds worth of pens. Yeah, no. Oh dear. Schmeg closing in, heading towards the Iscari chicane, looking around the outside. For third place, he completes the pass. He goes off the racetrack a little bit though. But he is back to P3. Now, Silent Banshee should have a response here. He'll get DRS. Should be able to retake the position. Down the inside he goes. Completes the pass. Oh, and Captain Schmeg the big send. And he gives himself another 3-second time penalty. He goes off the road. He almost spins out. And here comes Oxford Fox to try and take the position. Some last lap drama. There's been absolutely no drama for this man. Complete domination in both quali and here in the race. He will win by a margin of 31 seconds. Persasson takes the checkered flag and just annihilates everybody here at Monza. That is a big, big margin. Now, who will claim second? At this stage, it's going to be Silent Banshee. He is within 3 seconds of Godly Boss, who is making his way out to Parabolica. Coming up to the line. What a great strategy call at the end of the race. Silent Banshee will take that second place away from him, though, making it, for now, a Mercedes-Benz 1-2. Godly Boss completing the podium, his first, if I'm not mistaken, here on the American Series Race Spec Esports. Oxford Fox jumps up to 4th place. A great recovery after his crash earlier at the second Lesmo curve. Captain Schmeg P5, Snake and Beans P6, Laquito 7th, Psycho in 8th, Purple Snake in 9th, Lakeshow 10th, Hildebeest 11th, JBH in P12, and George and Flavius will be our final 2 finishers in P13 and 14. There we go, so the game gives Snake and Beans driver of the day. We'll see their performances in the final results screen, but first, the podium celebrations. Complete domination. Just winning by half a minute. It's a big gap. Silent Banshee P2, Godly Boss P3 with a gamble. That final safety car not to come in to put on fresh tyres. He took the track position, and most importantly, he hung on to that track position. Came up from 13th to 3rd. Snake and Beans, driver of the day, went from 19th to 6th, so understandably given driver of the day there. Oxford Fox P4, he'd be happy with his recovery. Captain Schmeg P5. Quito P7, Psycho P8, Purple Snake in 9th from 16th, making up 7 places. Laquito making up 8 places to his credit, and Lake Show rounding out the top 10. Hildebeest P11, JBH 12, Flavius in 13th, and George in P14. Retirements: Shizant, Rafa, KD, Lob, the Hill Plus Ultra, and Oscar Toll right at the beginning of the race. So 6 retirements, 14 finishes, and a gap of 35.2 seconds between P1 and 2. Yeah. Considering we had 2 safety car periods as well, which condensed the field, a margin of 35 seconds is quite big. And that time Assassin set in qualifying is a bit over a 10th faster than the pole time in Pacific Tier 1. It really does show how much pace he has. But that was certainly an interesting race, as it typically is here at Monza. Those sort of high speed, high risk, high intensity battles that you get. It's always entertaining to watch. Congratulations again to the top 3. Of course to Assassin with his completely dominating performance. But I think with the race finally over, it's time for us to end the stream. Tune in throughout the week, as there's still plenty of racing to take place here on Race Spec Esports. But for the America Series, we'll have to wait until next week. Until then, I've been Lane Everingham. Thank you all so much for watching. And we'll see you for round 7 at a brand new racetrack for Race Spec Esports. Autódromo Internacional do Algarve for the Portuguese Grand Prix. I hope to see you there, and good night.